Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I have learned as I have grown into the person that I am today. And if you haven't watched my video on my main channel, my Peter Monn channel, I think it's uploading right now. I'm probably going to call it something like Where Have I Been, or What's Been Going On With Me, or something like that. I have been gone the last couple days. I have been experiencing excruciating pain with my lower back, and it is like shooting down my leg. I had to go to the emergency room on Saturday, which was not very helpful, I didn't feel like. And then I went to the doctor's. I had a doctor's appointment this morning. It's just been really, really tough. In all honesty, I could probably just lay in bed and just not do anything right now if I could find a comfortable spot to lay in bed, because it's really hard for me. I feel best if I'm sitting up in a straight chair, which this chair is, I've just found is kind of hard for me to sit in. So I'm thinking I'm going to probably have to start doing my videos over there. If I'm sitting in like a straight back, straight chair, it's very easy for me, but like a cushioned chair kind of hurts. I'm like propping myself up with my leg while I'm doing this. But, you know, I got very upset after we left the doctor's appointment this morning. I felt very, very hopeless. And it just is like, this is going to be a very long journey for me in getting better. So the doctor thinks I have a herniated disc, and he doesn't really know the level of how bad it is at this point. So I have to get an MRI, and I have to get some blood work done and some things like that to kind of rule some other things out. Go watch my other video. I explain it on there. But so I was like, on the way home today, I was like, I'm not going to let this stop me from doing what I love. And what I love to do is make videos. I didn't really realize it was going to be as hard as I thought it was. I thought, well, it'll be slow moving from here to there. But even just to like, I just uploaded this video on my Peter Monn channel, or I started working on it, just to take the camera, to hold myself, to take the camera off of the ring light, to take it over there, and then to situate myself in the chair, and then to walk. I mean, I can only walk about 2 feet before I have to sit down. It's a lot of work. But like Alex just texted me, my husband Alex, and he said, I'm really sorry that I'm not home to help you. And I said, well, I got to figure it out on my own at some point, you know, because you can't be here every day. So I know Boo Radley, he's yawning. It's early, so I'm thinking about trying to make some videos early, and then I am comfortable in a car, which is strange, right? Although the doctor told me that that's not strange, so I don't know. But I can like go and get coffee and drive around a little bit and listen to my audiobook. I'm going to try to vlog a little bit today, I think, and maybe actually put that vlog up today, and then vlog later for tomorrow. The shin on my leg is hurting so bad, which is so strange. And one of the only things that really helps is BioFreeze. But anyway, I decided that I was just going to trudge forward and put one foot in front of the other and figure it out how I was going to go forward and make videos. Hopefully still 5 videos a day on my channels. I love what I do. I feel so blessed. And I've worked very, very hard on my channels. So, and I love it. I love what I do. And I feel so blessed that you guys want to watch them. So I'm not willing to give up. But it may be a slower process for me. So I actually had a passage from, somebody sent me a Bible passage. I think it was from Proverbs. That was actually really, really helpful to me. And I'm not a religious person, and I'm not somebody that studies the Bible, but I'm also not opposed to it. And, I believe that finding help wherever we can is sometimes, if we're open to that. There was a long period of my life where I was very turned off to anything that came from any religious source whatsoever, because I just would be like, no, that's not for me. And I considered religious, when I would say that, biblical. I didn't mean like Buddhist or anything else. None of those world religions, just Christianity, I was opposed to. I think it was popular when I was growing up to be opposed to it. But I'll read that in tomorrow's video. Somebody sent me this, I think it was a proverb, about being under God's wing in the time of healing or something like that. And it just was like, I'm a person of faith. I am a person that has a higher power that I believe in and that I go to for, I'm a person that believes in prayer. My prayer has changed over the years. I don't pray so much anymore for winning the lottery or relationships to work. I did at one point, and I can remember saying to my mom, I was in a relationship that I really wanted to work and it wasn't working. And what I mean by working was, I don't think it was supposed to be. I don't know. Neither one of us was doing the work. I don't know. It doesn't, you know. But anyway, I said to her, like, oh, I'm praying on it to work or something like that. And she said, oh, honey, we don't pray on like that. Like, we pray for, you know, compassion, tolerance, understanding. And I said, what do you mean? And she's like, well, we pray for the understanding of the situations that happen in our lives, not for God to fix things. Like, God, you know, God isn't a magician. And I had never really thought of it that way before, and it's really helped me in my life, you know. So when I'm going through this, I don't necessarily pray so much for God to fix it for me as I do for God, for my higher power to look over me, to help me find new ways around, you know, the situation that I'm in. Tolerance, compassion, so I'm not yelling and screaming at the people I love, because I can be real nasty, you know, when I'm not feeling good. So anyway, that's where I'm at today, and I just want to share that with you guys going forward. I'm going to read from the Daily Book of Positive Quotations because I could really use some positivity in my life today. It is August 3rd. Can you guys believe it's August already? I missed the end of July. It was so hard not filming videos. It really, really was. It was like this dichotomy because one half of me was like, I could just lay in bed and just not do anything. Well, the first 2 days, I couldn't even focus on just watching TV. So I just laid there and listened to my husband listening to this TV show or watching this TV show. But yesterday I was able to kind of watch some TV, and but it was hard because I was like, yesterday when I like got up and I was like sitting in a chair, I was like sitting in I sat in the chair over there because I had to do some bills and stuff, and then I was sitting on the glider out front, and I was like, okay, I'm comfortable here, like I feel normal, you know, and I could watch, and I was like, well, I could have filmed videos today, and then I like stood up, and it was like, I was like, oh, like just a mess, but. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, or I'll figure it out. Somebody will. August 3rd, ingenuity. Never tell people how to do things. Tell them what to do, and they will surprise you with their ingenuity. General George S. Patton. We have expectations about how things are supposed to be done, and we want others to meet those expectations. Dishes should be stacked just so. Dust first, then vacuum, or is it the other way around? No, don't take that road. It's too slow. When we force our ideas onto others, though, we not only show that we don't respect them, we miss out on discovering new and interesting ways to accomplish things. If I trust others to do things their way, I may find that their way is better than mine. You know, this is such a great meditation, especially for what I'm going through right now, because I was pretty vocal about it on Twitter this weekend about what I was going through. And between Twitter and my husband and my best friend and my sponsor and my father and, you know, 5 of my other friends, it's like I've gotten a lot of suggestions this weekend on what I should be doing and what my diagnosis is and all of that. And I made a decision kind of like early on. Well, on Friday, when I called my dad, Friday I couldn't get out of bed. It took me like a half an hour to get out of bed. And he helped me set up a doctor's appointment with somebody he knows. I kind of had made the decision at that point that whatever the doctor told me is what I was going to do, and I wasn't going to really make any, you know, movement towards that until then. But Saturday it got so bad that I had to go to the emergency room because I just was in so much pain. But, you know, it's hard because people are giving you suggestions based on their personal experiences. And so it's flattering, right? It's like they want to help you. It's like they just want to do something, like they're trying to help you but based on what they've gone through. And, you know, like a couple people messaged me things about like Tiger Balm and BioFreeze. And my husband brought me BioFreeze home, and that really, really helped. A couple other people talked to me about this TENS unit thing, which I had never heard of and would never have known to go looking for. That actually gave me a lot of relief one of the days. It actually helped me walk a little bit. So, you know, it's like you don't want to think I always have all the answers, but at the same time, it's like you have to remain open. And you don't want to offend people either, you know, because that's their experiences. And, you know, they're flattering. Like I had a friend of mine who is... I love her dearly, I do, but she knows that, you know, every answer. You have people like that in your life. And it was hard because she's like, well, what you need to do is you need to do this, this, and this. I don't do real well when people tell me what I need to do anyway, you know? And so I was like, oh yeah, whatever. And she's like, are you going to do it? And she goes, well, I said, basically telling the doctors what they needed to do when I went to the emergency room. And I said, well, I'm just going to kind of wait and see what happens when I get there. Oh, no. You need to tell them this. I was like, give me a break. Like, and, you know, like there's a way of giving, you know, if she had said to me, and I think this is also in giving advice, and maybe this meditation's about that as well. Like, if we want people to listen to how we're giving advice, do you remember that song, like, what's it called? And and no matter what you do, wear your sunglasses. I used to love that song. It would get me bawling though, because it was about as you get older. God, that song is so true. Do you know what I'm talking about? It was like by Baz Luhrmann or whatever. That one part he says that don't disregard somebody's advice. Advice is just flattery. Like, anyway, I can't remember how he says it, but it's true, you know? But when somebody tells you what you need to do, it's like, I don't hear that, you know? When somebody says to me, well, you know what you could do, or like this worked for me, like, you know, I don't know if it's going to work for you, but what worked for me, like I'm a lot more open to that, you know, and I try to give suggestions and advice that way too, because I don't know everything, you know. My husband, he suffered a herniated disc as well, and his situation is much different than mine is. So, you know, like in comparing our stories, they're very, very different. The treatments are very, very different of what I'm possibly looking towards and what he had to do, you know. Like he was really wanting to get me into a chiropractor this weekend, and I talked to the doctor today, and the doctor was like, no. He was like, that'll aggravate it until we know what's going on. He was like, no chiropractor. So, you know, like, and everybody was telling me to go to a chiropractor, and I'm like, I didn't know what to do, you know? So I think it's about being open to that, being open to the suggestions. You know, sometimes what I do, whenever I'm like, I have an idea for something that I want to do, like recently I've been talking about wanting to start a 6th channel, although now I don't know. We'll just have to see how I start feeling, you know, in a little bit. But, you know, when people give me suggestions, I'll write down the suggestions or keep them in a note in my phone, because sometimes that really helps me, you know, like I can see it visually and I can look at it, and that's really helpful for me to kind of see, you know, then it kind of removes emotion, if that makes sense. Like I don't see the person, I see just the suggestion or the thought, you know, and it kind of removes all of that emotion. So anyway, I don't know. Let me know what you think about that that meditation. And Little Boo Radley's down here wanting to give me some help. These dogs have been so sweet, but it's hard to give them a lot of attention when, you know, like Alex has to take them out, and oh, look at little Boo Radley. Boo Radley at one point was laying on the exact spot where my back was like in a lot of pain. And you were helping too, weren't you, Betty? Tucker said, I was nurse number 1. Boo Radley was nurse number 2. Anyway, I love you guys, and I will be back tomorrow. I'm going to push myself through. I was going to say force myself. I'm going to push myself, and I'm going to keep making videos. It's good for my mental health, I think. You know, it keeps my mind off of things for a little while, and it gives me something to do rather than just sit around and be stressed out. So anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Oh, what? Did you want to say something else? Did you have something else to say? He said, no, I just wanted to say goodbye. Anyway, I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.